It's another Thursday, which means it's another GTA Weekly Update Day. Now, I'm not going to make this intro very long because I'm just as excited to see what this weekly update has to offer as you guys are. So let's just jump straight into it. Alright, so starting off, we do have a new vehicle, and it is the Weenie Issy Rally. Don't we already have like 5 of these? So just doing a little search, we have the Issy Sport, the Issy Classic, and the regular Issy. So they quite literally just gave us another variant to a car we already have 3 of. I forgot to mention that this car can be upgraded at HSW, so I guess that's a redeeming factor, but it kind of just feels like a reskin. Except it's not a skin, it's a car. So that's all we have for new vehicles, which I mean, it was technically the first new vehicle we've had in like 4 weeks, but it wasn't really the best. But hey, new cars are new cars. Alright, so the Podium Vehicle, we have the Pariah, which is actually a really good car. It's like top 3 in its class and one of the fastest cars in GTA. So if you don't already own this car, I would highly recommend trying to win it this week. And if you're having trouble, I'll drop a link in the description, but I have a video showing you how you can win the Podium Vehicle every time, so go check it out. Also, if you're wondering, the original price of this car is $1.4 million, so that's just another reason why you should just win it for free. Alright, so moving on to the prize ride vehicle, we have the Winky, which, why is this on here? It is quite literally the slowest car in the off-road class, and one of, if not, the slowest car in the game. I have never seen somebody use this car unless you're doing the Cayo Perico heist, and if you do that heist, you will know how slow this car is. Like, I have flashbacks driving this car, and I want nothing to do with it unless I'm doing the Cayo Perico heist. The only good thing about this car is I've heard it has amazing customization, but honestly, I don't think that even matters. On top of that, to win this car, you have to place number 1 in street races for 3 days in a row. It's just not worth it. And you could say, oh, I just want to win it so I don't have to pay the close to $1 million to buy it. Well, you're never going to buy this car anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so moving on to the test ride vehicles, we have the Itali GTO, the Remus, and the Tailgater S. Overall, I don't really know why you would want to test drive any of these vehicles. But if you want to, hey, you can now. And the HSW test drive vehicle is actually really helpful as it is the new vehicle. So if you don't know if you want to buy it yet, you could always come test drive it and see how it performs. And you know, this car actually doesn't even look that bad. I might have to buy it and customize it for a video. Wait, hold up. Am I the only one that just now realized that there was like a finish line outside the car meet? Is that new? Well, even if it's not new, it's a pretty cool feature, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even know it was here. Alright, so in terms of the Simeon Dealership, we have the Zentorno, which is a very classic car. We have the Scalagen GT, I think that's how you pronounce it, the Vamos, the Deviant, and finally the Impaler. Alright, so at Luxury Autos, we have the new car, and the Devasty 8, which is actually one of the first cars I ever bought in GTA. Alright, so moving away from the vehicles and onto the discounts, this week we have 40% off the Arena War property. This property is really only useful if you already have a lot of money and you want the Arena War vehicles. But if that does apply to you, then this week is the week to get it. That's how usually this property is 30% off, but this week it is 40% off. So if you want to maximize your money, this is the week to get it. Alright, so you can't have the Arena War property on sale without having the vehicles on sale. So this week we have 30% off the upgrades for the Sasquatch, which brings it down to $1.1 million. We have a 30% discount on the Bruiser, which also brings it down to $1.1 million. The Slam Van, which brings that price down to $900,000. The Dominator at $800,000. The Impaler, which brings that price down to around $850,000. the ISI Classic at $750,000, and lastly the Death Bike, which brings the price down to just under $900,000. Alright, moving on to the non-Arena War discounts, we have the Devastate 8, which sits at $1.2 million. If you don't own this car already, I would highly recommend picking it up. Alright, so then we have 30% off the Itali GTO, which again is an amazing car. Alright, so then we also have 30% off the Pfister 811, which is not so good of a car. Once again, we also have 30% off the Osiris. And then 40% off the Zentorno, which would have been really good 5 years ago as it was a top performer back then, but nowadays it's kind of outclassed by most of the other cars in its class. Alright, so moving on to double money in RP, we have double money on RP on the adversary modes Motor Wars, which probably nobody is going to do. Alright, so then we have double arena points, RP, and money on all the Arena War activities, which can be really fun if you do them with friends, but if you're a solo player, once again, you're probably never going to do them. Alright, lastly, we have double money in RP on the taxi business that just came out. If you still don't know how this business works, I will have a video up on it tomorrow, so definitely go check it out. Alright, and the last thing we have to cover is the time trials. This week's RC Bandito time trial is Power Station, and this week's regular time trial is also Power Station. I think this is the first time that I have ever seen two time trials be in the exact same spot. Alright, for next gen players, the HSW time trial is Ron Alternates. Alright, and finally, the premium race is Congestion Charge, which is a supercar race. Alright, so that's all we have to go over in this weekly update. As always, if you found this information helpful, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.